You know what's funny is that I filmed a video in my car like right before I went to the gym, and I was like, in that video I was just like, oh, like we'll see how well this ages. And lo and behold, like 10 minutes into my warm-up cardio and I got the call, and I didn't get my dream job, or at least what I thought my dream job would be up until this point. Working as an engineer. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video today. So this is my third time recording this, but on my drive home I realized that, hey, maybe I didn't give you guys enough context onto the whole situation. So anyway, jumping right into it, you saw the title. I failed to get my dream job, and if you saw my layoff video, you probably have some assumptions as to what happened, but I'm going to walk you through the entire thing. So this is my second time interviewing with this company, and I will say that the first time was significantly more challenging than it was this time around, because this time around I wasn't asked any coding questions, which is probably why I did so well. But still, leading up to the interview, I was reviewing like I should be. I was going through Pythonic exercises. I was brushing up on like C and C++, and what have you, the leak code grind. Only I wasn't using leak code per se. I was using ChatGPT to generate exercises to practice. But in any case, this job was 110% something I was qualified for. The kind of stuff that I would be doing was like setting up test racks for like various like sub-assemblies and stuff like that. Like maybe like the sub-assembly consisted of like a microcontroller or something like that, because this was a well-known robotics company. And so, yeah, I would have been a test development engineer, and I really feel like I did well. Like, they asked me a bunch of stuff, from my resume, my skill set, how I would debug these exercises. Like, for example, one of the problems I had to solve was I was given this like diagram of like a test diagram of like, you have like your test PC connected to this like, I don't know, some pulley system thing, and you had sensors going into it and out of it and stuff like that, and then you had a graph that was representative of the motion of this pulley. And I was shown multiple graphs, and I was supposed to figure out like, oh, like why might the graph look like this versus how it's supposed to look, or like this or like this. And I answered those questions well. Like, one of those circumstances was like, like the like maybe like the sensor wasn't getting the right input, maybe it wasn't getting the right output, maybe there was a power drop somewhere, stuff like that. Because I hate to admit it, like, I guess at this point my skill set is still in test engineering mostly, even though I've written software around hardware. That's still where my skill set is. So I thought I did really well. I thought of a question to ask the HR person after the fact, which was, oh, like, maybe what does the other guy have that I don't? So I emailed her, and maybe she'll give me an answer, maybe she won't. But in any case, yeah, the interesting thing is that going into this interview, I said a prayer, because I've been slowly but surely crawling back to religion this year, because this year has been a very humbling year for me, like both in a good way and a bad way, right? Like, the bad way is like I lost my job and haven't been able to find another one 8 months later. But the good humbling is just the opportunity to be able to see a lot, be able to travel and just see a lot of shit. So anyway, moving on, I said a prayer and I was like, God, like, if I'm meant to get this job, I want the interview to be easy. And lo and behold, it was, but I didn't get the job. So that leads me to what I asked myself yesterday and like over the weekend, because all I was thinking about this weekend was, oh, what's going to happen if I get this job versus if I don't get this job, and blah, 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 blah. And if I could do literally anything right now without, money's no object, whatever, I'd go back to Bogota, Colombia, and I would lock into Spanish, because I really want to learn Spanish, and it has been something that I've been like chipping at over the last like freaking year or two, but I'm not there yet. And all I need is like a few months of like just consistency, getting it done, whatever, and that's it. And yeah, that's what I do. But what's stopping me from doing that right now? Well, for one, I got a trip coming up. And for two, I'm still looking for work, and I've been prioritizing applying to jobs this whole time. But maybe there's like a skill gap that's not in software engineering that I don't have.
Watching this back, I worded this terribly. All I was trying to say is maybe I could take this time to learn a new skill, something that isn't software engineering but could still make me money.
And if I were to go to Latin America, then I could learn Spanish. Maybe it'd be easier for me to find software engineering work. I don't know. But I mean, if I go there and find software engineering work, that would be cool too. So yeah. The other thing I wanted to come on here and talk about is just in general how whenever I come home from like these trips, I end up hitting a state of being down bad, right? Like in general, and it doesn't really help that I feel like I've lost my edge, and it's challenging to push myself like I should be. And I keep falling into these bad habits, bad diet, oversleeping, and just not getting into a nice routine when I am home. And it's bad. And I'm only saying that here, one, to express vulnerability, because I'm not coming to you guys as an expert in anything. And for two, because I'm trying to call myself out so I can get back on the grind. I don't think that this state of being in down bad is why I didn't get the job, because I felt that I prepared adequately, and I over prepared considering they didn't even ask me to do any like coding exercises, which was kind of wild. But anyway, I also feel like my attention span has been horrible because I've been over consuming social media, and I keep second guessing my own decisions. Because like, as I've talked to you guys before, I've talked about like, oh, like maybe I'll do sales, maybe I'll do video editing, whatever. But like, I don't commit to anything because I'm just afraid of freaking choosing any one thing to just go in on. So yeah, that's just where I'm at, I guess, right now. But I wanted to share my experiences today because one, these are the kind of videos that do well and actually get me subscribers. Believe it or not, people like when people are authentic like this. And for two, I heard something interesting from a recruiter that I was talking to, like within the last couple of weeks. They were saying like, oh, the job market is supposed to have improved. Maybe you're finding more jobs and stuff to apply for. And yeah, no, that's horseshit. Like, nothing has improved. I've just noticed that my job hunt, the momentum comes in waves where I'm getting like multiple interviews at once, but then there'll be nothing for like 2 weeks. And that's how it's been since I've been laid off. And if anything, the job report for unemployment came out recently and wasn't looking too hot, and the stock market has behaved accordingly. Not to say I'm going to get into some like financial rant, because I'm not. I'm just going to say that things are still not as good as some people might want you to believe. So like it's still challenging to find another job, and it's just a matter of finding the right opportunity that aligns. And people are still hesitant to hire people and train them up to the expected level, which kind of sucks, because if I do find myself at another engineering job, that's what I want to do. I want to like stay with a company for like more than what they recommend, like maybe like 4 or 5 years, and like actually like provide value. But it just seems like it's harder to find that. They want people to come in like superstars, at least in engineering. I can't really speak to anything else, because where my skill set is at, I've got like 1.5 years of embedded systems experience, but it's not like traditional, but it's foundational. That's basically what I want to do longer term, is like write software to like interface with FPGAs. And from an engineering perspective, like let's pretend that I'm going to be an engineer for the rest of my life. I want to do embedded systems, and I want to write software to like interface with FPGAs or like lower level hardware on boards or what have you, and stuff like that. Like like low level, like interfacing with the whole like boot process of a computer and OSs and stuff like that. Like that shit's cool. And that's stuff I've done before, even if it was within like the test engineering perspective. Something that an old mentor of mine said is that at some point, all of our skills kind of level out technically. And, you just end up learning the same shit, whether it's like electrical or software engineering. Like there's a lot of overlap.
Felt like I should jump in here as well because I'm sure some people might disagree with this. To elaborate a little bit more, what my old mentor was referring to was critical thinking, problem solving in the realm of technology. Because your software needs a computer to run on, being able to differentiate hardware versus software problems. Obviously, you can get more specific, but at the end of the day, it's the same skill set because both fields work together directly.
So like, yeah, that's hold on. Freaking, there's a mosquito in here. I think he's gone. Sorry about that, guys. But what was I saying? But yeah, so like if I hypothetically wasn't laid off, my experience would have been perfect after like three or 4 years in the position I was in. And I would have been it would have been perfect. I would have been able to find any job that I want. But, you know, I was laid off after a year and a half. And you know, even though I have like 5.5 years experience in total, only a year and a half of that is relevant to the niche that I want. And the niche that I want is challenging to get into at the entry level. It's very challenging to get into at the entry level. And, you know, even though I've done like software development for freaking 5.5 years, even if it is within the context of test engineering and test automation, I mean, I still have that foundational knowledge. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just ranting. But okay, yeah, I think I'm done ranting. I think I'm happy with this video. So I'll leave it there. You know, if you're also struggling to get a job still, you know, drop it in the comments. You know, let me know. Let's have the discourse. I'm not coming to you guys as a subject expert. I'm coming to you guys as an equal or below an equal. You know, some of the people that have found my channel are like freaking decades into software engineering, and I'm not. So that's cool. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get my travel vlog video out by on Thursday. At the time of recording this, it's August 5th. It's almost 5 p.m. Eastern time. I didn't get that travel vlog done today, but this video will see the light of day first, because every Monday and Thursday I gotta pump out a video. So yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. Let me know what you guys think of the travel vlogs, but also this video, because this is going to be the video that actually gets attention. So I will catch you guys in the next one.